Meanwhile, the aggregate expenditure for 2026 is projected at 58.47 trillion naira, 6% higher than the 2025 budget estimate. This includes projected spending of government-owned enterprises amounting 4.98 trillion naira and 1.37 trillion naira for grant and donor-funded projects. The projected aggregate spending includes statutory transfer of 4.1 trillion naira, debt service 15.52 trillion, including 388.54 billion naira for the sinking fund to retire maturing issued local contractors and creditors. Now, Minister of Budget and Economic Planning, Senator Atiku Bogudu, and Director General, Budget Office, Taminu Yakubu, said this while briefing State House correspondent after the last Federal Executive meeting for the year. They hinted that capital expenditure is put at 25.68 trillion naira, 1.8% lower than the 2025 capital provision, reflecting a more conservative approach to capital planning and the focus on completing ongoing projects.
As well as an amendment to the medium-term expenditure framework, which we propose a revision downwards of the exchange rate from the 1,512 to 1,400, and the consequential changes in budget size. So the Federal Executive Council approved both the amendment to the MTEP as well as the 2026 budget proposal for presentation to the National Assembly.
The 2026 budget reflects a deliberate balance between macroeconomic stabilization and development imperatives anchored on the renewed hope agenda in the medium-term fiscal framework. Budget assumptions are conservative and realistic, particularly on oil price, exchange rate, and government-owned enterprises dividends. The revenues decline year on year, but non-oil revenues now account for roughly 2/3 of total receipts, confirming a structural shift away from oil dependence. Corporate tax, VAT, customs, and independent revenues remain in the main fiscal anchors. Expenditure growth is driven primarily by debt service, wages, and pensions, rather than discretionary expansion. Capital spending is marginally reduced to prioritize completion of ongoing projects and value for money.
Those are the Minister of Budget and Economic Planning, Senator Atiku Bogudu, and the Director General Budget Office, Taminu Yakubu, speaking there.